डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर के 135 जयंती समारोह पर आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ। I welcome you all to the celebration of 135th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Today, we gathered here to honor Dr. Ambedkar, a revolution and a vision that transformed India forever. We pay our deepest respect to Dr. Ambedkar, the architect of Indian Constitution, the champion of social justice, and the pioneer of human dignity. He was born into adversity, but he rose through the sheer determination and intellect to redefine the meaning of equality, liberty, and fraternity. He said, educate, agitate, and organize. It is not just a slogan, but a lifelong mission. His life teaches us that true progress begins when knowledge defeats ignorance and justice overcomes inequality. His journey can be expressed as ना रोशनी थी राहों में ना आसान था सफर, ना रोशनी थी राहों में ना आसान था सफर, अंधेरों से लड़ते हुए बढ़ते रहे हर कदम, ना झुका स्वाभिमान कभी ना टूटा उनका स्वर, ना झुका स्वाभिमान कभी ना टूटा उनका स्वर। बाबा साहब ने लिख दिया संविधान, इंसाफ से रोशन थी उनकी कलम, इंसाफ से रोशन थी उनकी कलम। From darkness to enlightenment, this was not just Dr. Ambedkar's journey, but the journey he envisaged for the entire nation. I invite our esteemed chief guest, Dr. C.D. Mari, and respected director, sir, for the ceremonial lighting of a candle. I request Kumbhari, sir, to escort the dignitary. I request Patil, sir, also to please accompany the dignitaries. The lighting of a candle is not a ritual, but it is symbolized the light of knowledge, reason, and social transformation. Baba Sahib strongly believed cultivation of mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence. And also he emphasized knowledge is the foundation of a successful life. This light represents the awakening of mind, the removal of social darkness, and the path towards equality and justice. May this light continues to guide us towards wisdom and humanity. I request the dignitaries to please grace the dais. Growth is not only about the progress, it is about inclusive and sustainable progress. With this thought, I invite Director Sir to welcome our esteemed guests with the sapling. It is a symbol of life, sustainability, and responsibility towards nature. Thank you, sir. As we reflect on Dr. Ambedkar's contribution on environment, it is important to recognize that this vision continues to guide modern India. His constitutional framework laid the foundation of environmental responsibility through Article 48A and Article 51A. Article 48A states the protection and improvement of environment by the states, whereas Article 51A states the duty of every citizen to protect the environment. Today, the Sustainable Development Goals given by the United Nations is also lit on the vision of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. His philosophy of justice and equality naturally extends to environmental justice, ensuring that every citizen has access to clean air, water, and healthy environment. So moving ahead, now I invite our Director, sir, for his welcome address.
Dr. Charudatta Digambar Rao Maiji, former Vice Chancellor, Marathwad Agriculture University, former Director, Central Institute of Cotton Research, Nagpur, Dr. Kumbhareji, distinguished guests, my dear colleagues, Very good morning to all. On behalf of CSIR-NEERI and on my own behalf, I warmly welcome you all to the celebrations of 135th Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Jayanti. So I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Mayeji for kindly accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion. We are truly honored by your presence, sir. Dr. Mayeji is a distinguished agriculture scientist, widely recognized as Indian cotton man for his transformative contributions to cotton science as well as on plant pathology. I would also like to mention here that he has served with a great distinction as chairman of Agriculture Scientist Recruitment Board and also as a commissioner of agriculture, Government of India. He is also Alexander von Humboldt Fellow, prestigious fellowship, to name a few. So we are privileged to have you with us today and look forward to your insights, sir. Today, as we gather to commemorate the birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar ji, we pay tribute not only to the principal architect of the Indian Constitution, but also to the visionary thinker who deeply understand the interconnectedness of society, development, as well as the environment. Dr. Ambedkar ji strongly believed that true progress must be inclusive, sustainable, and rooted in justice. While he celebrated for his contributions to social equality and constitutional democracy, his thoughts also resonate profoundly with the modern concept of environmental stewardship. He emphasized that cultivation of mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence. In today's context, this cultivation must include environmental perception also. Without a healthy environment, clean air, safe water, and sustainable ecosystem, social and economic justice cannot be fully realized. At CSIR-NEERI, our mission aligns closely with his ideology. Environment protection is not merely a scientific pursuit here, it's a moral responsibility. The challenge we face today in either air pollution or water scarcity or climate change and waste management are not just technical issues. They are deeply interwoven with equity, public health, and quality of life. Dr. Ambedkar ji also cautioned against unplanned development and inequitable distribution of resources. In today's context, this reminds us that environmental degradation disproportionately affects the most vulnerable section of the society. Therefore, our effort must ensure that technological advancement reach all segments of society, especially those who need them the most. On this important occasion, I request all of us to reflect on how we as scientists, engineers, and responsible citizens can contribute to building a cleaner, greener, and more just society. Let us remember Dr. Ambedkar ji's not only in his words, but through meaningful action by safeguarding our environment and ensuring that development benefits all. Thank you very much for all your attention.
Thank you, sir. Now, it is my proud privilege to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Dr. C.D. Mai. Dr. Mai is a distinguished agriculture scientist with decades of remarkable contribution to the field of plant sciences. He completed his MSc in Agricultural Sciences from Nagpur and earned his PhD from Indian Institute of Agricultural Research. And he was also the Alexander Humboldt Fellow at the University of Hohenheim, Germany. Dr. Mai's expertise spanned across plant pathology, epidemiology, cotton biotechnology, and oilseed research, in which he has made significant scientific contribution. He has held several eminent positions, including Vice Chancellor of Marathwada Agricultural University, the Director of Central Institute for Cotton Research, Nagpur, the Agriculture Commissioner of Government of India, and the Chairman of Agricultural Scientist Recruitment Board. His excellence has been recognized with numerous prestigious awards like V.P. Gokhale Award, Vasantrao Naik Krishi Award, and Gani Zell Singh Award in Agriculture, Science and Technology. Dr. Mai has visited over 30 countries and continues to contribute actively as president of the Indian Society for Cotton Improvement. Sir, your presence is truly inspires us and adds great value to this occasion. It is my honor to invite our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Mani, to share his valuable thoughts on this special occasion. Sir, please.
आगे जाने के लिए पीछे करो ये दो First of all, let me thank Kumbhare, who has been always with me. I don't know, as an agricultural scientist, probably he was interested in agriculture. That's why he always calls me to NEERI. We, the Honorable Director of the Institute, all scientists of NEERI, all friends. First of all, let me thank that this is a wonderful opportunity that I get today to pay my homage, pay my tribute to the great man of this world, not only Maharashtra, India, but of the world, Bharat Ratna Babasaheb Ambedkar. I think this is a rare occasion because I don't get any such opportunity again and again. On his 135th birthday, I am very glad that NEERI has organized such a wonderful program to honor him, to remember him. There are lots of things. When I was just thinking about Ambedkar, what to talk about Ambedkar. Because so much literature on Ambedkar is available today. And actually, practically, there are lots of studies on his old concepts which are going on. Ultimately, they will research on it and find out some of the new things which possibly we have not probed into his ideas. But this is one occasion where we should really think of what he has been doing. I just made a small presentation in the hope. क्योंकि लोग क्या करते हैं कि we will remember them. But what is I am doing? What are you doing? What is his aim or what is his dream? कि उसके लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं आज? That I always think over. मैं रिटायर हो गया हूं, फिर भी मैं सोचता हूं कि if he has said that I have to bring social equality, what is that I am doing to do that in that respect? So इस सिलसिले में, in this connection, I thought that I will make a brief presentation of his views. What are his views on science and technology? What are his views on environment? And how we can really contribute in future to take his dream further. That is how I think my presentation is. This probably you all know that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, he considered science as a tool for social liberation, very important. आज हम जो देखते हैं कि साइंस में हम we try to divide science and the science is dividing society. इतने झगड़े यूनिवर्सिटी में रिसर्च में मैंने कहा this was not his idea. What he said that it should be a tool for social liberation and also economic mobilization. Science is a path of ceasing exploitation. The most important part of his all philosophy, how do we stop exploitation in the society? That was very important. He believed in technology that must be democratized. हम ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करेंगे कि which cannot be democratized. I give a classical example of today's war, which is going on between Iran, Israel, and America. If because they have not democratized this tool of technology, they have come to this path of fighting. Otherwise, this would never have happened. ये अम्बेडकर का विचार था, डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर का विचार ये था that if you develop a technology, it must be democratized. Remove superstition. अभी भी हम we are still fighting in that. हमारे बाद में काफी लोगों ने अंबेडकर साहब का ये जो मिशन है टू रिमूव सुपरस्टिशन, डॉगमा प्रैक्टिसेस, इसके लिए काफी लोगों ने काम किया बाद में, बट ही वाज द फर्स्ट टू टॉक अबाउट इट. ही सेज वी मस्ट रिमूव दिस इन योर माइंड, क्योंकि इसमें हमारे विलेजेस में लोगों को हिप्नोटाइज किया है. दे आर ऑल एंड यू आल्सो सी टुडे आई थिंक द इम्प्लीकेशंस व्हाट इज हैपेंड इन नासिक. Implication, dogma, and that is how it happened. Improve state-led infrastructure. उनका पहला ये था कि we must improve agriculture. He is the first person to say that no small things, big issues. He started the river dams or the concept. Damodar Valley के लिए उनके autobiography में he make a mention about Damodar Valley. How that concept, Hirakud Dharan, all those things which he thought that must irrigate our land, otherwise farmers will remain poor. And support, he is the one which was supported large industrialists. Probably you may be knowing that he differed with Mahatma Gandhi. When independence occurred, Mahatma Gandhi was of the view that villages, concept of small industry should come to villages. And this, the labor, we should be engaged in those things. Nehru was opposed to it. Nehru said that if I have to bring the new temples in India, independence India, I must bring. That's why he brought the Bokaro plan, Billy Steel plan, and they used to be called as the temples of development. And it was all supported by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. He refused to accept the views of Gandhiji in this industrialization respect. And he said, no, I will support Nehru in this respect. On the environmental issue, again, you will find that he must everything, see, whether it is science, technology, education, everything he wanted to see from the lens of a social justice. Can environment give social justice? That's why he says, yes, equitable rights, access to natural resources. अभी हमारे forest laws में हम जो convert कर रहे हैं, तो we are trying to see that the tribals get the forest rights to operate. Otherwise, it was an exploitation. Albi, if you see Gadchiroli and all that area, what is that exploitation? Bamboo ka was, they are sold at a very cheap rate, and then the paper mills are running. This kind of exploitation he was against. And that's why another very important aspect is, he says, water, which is always we considered that probably the next war would be on water in the world, because there will be shortage. It's not a private property. He says water, all natural resources, whether it is forest, whether it is water, whether it is soil, these are all natural resources. And they must have equitable distribution. Humans and nature from democratic perspective. The first leader who talked of ecological democracy, again, allocation of resources through democracy. That is why I think if you see why he was the one person who was involved in constitution by the then government. Imagine that. Because his concept about democracy were very clear. That the democracy must give rise to social justice and equality among the people. What are we doing now to fulfill? I've just put these two slides to show you what is environment and science. What are we doing to fulfill the dream of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar? Question. Although an expert in law and economics, he was expert in law and economics. He recognized science was not limited to power of steam and skill. He take it to downtrodden to empower them. Most important part, how do we empower a common man? That was his. He saw how US and Europe achieved social transformation because he was, I think around 1920s, he was in New York. I don't exactly remember the year, but what I read is about. And in New York, he was just sitting around, was thinking about what is happening. And then he saw why America, or for that matter, Europe, has progressed. Then the first thing it struck to him that yes, they have done a social transformation. And that social transformation was done with the help of technology. And therefore, science and technology, he was very keen that they should be the pivot of any development of a nation. He rejected the path of perpetuating the caste system embedded in our labor-based industrialization. This was already embedded, but advocated modern industrialization and scope for professional mobility and ecological freedom. Ecological freedom. That's why I said equitable distribution of natural resources. Now, a small pebble in the large ocean, what I talked about. If I had to give a lecture, I said, what I am doing, I will not ask others, what are you doing? Impressed by the philosophy of Ambedkar, when I retired from the job for the routine job. That was a routine job, we had to perform those duties. But then I have not retired from service. I thought that, yes, if some clue from Babasaheb Ambedkar's life I can take, can I share my remaining life for the welfare of the society? I always thought how I can use my knowledge for the welfare of the people which Babasaheb Ambedkar has already advocated to us. Thank Government of Maharashtra and Dr. Kakorkar, who gave me a responsibility for empowering the tribals of Gadchiroli. And then emerged the opportunity called as Science and Technology Resource Center to be established at Gadchiroli. About 10 years ago, when I retired and joined at Nagpur, Maharashtra government under Rajiv Gandhi Commission of Science and Technology gave some funding. And then the idea, we put up a concept that why not we have a resource center where we empower the tribal people of Gadchiroli to really come up. And that's how we started this center called as Science and Technology Resource Center, Gondwana University, a step to fulfill the dream of Babasaheb Ambedkar. I said that it's not a big ladder, but it is a step. And that if everybody does such steps, probably there will be reform. This is the center, an excellent center of excellence, sustainable value creation, and it is located right in the Gondwana University. See, Gondwana University was called out of Nagpur University then, and it was just limping. So it was for the two districts, particularly for tribals, Gadchiroli and Chandrapur. And then we involved the Vice Chancellor. We said, you give us some kind of a land where we will establish the center and it will become a part of Gondwana University training programs. And this is how we have done. There we selected 5 themes. One was, what is that where we would like to really empower the tribal people of Gadchiroli? Aquaculture and livelihood, bamboo and crafts, then non-timber forest, agriculture, medicinal plants, and also some R&D where we have to do a lot of communications between the people. So it is called as a silage. The concept which probably named by Dr. Kakorkar was then the silage. Silage means take the wealth of what is in the city available, take to village. It was actually Abdul Kalam who said about Pura. Probably you all remember Pura. Here we said that it is silage. Take the technology. If the ladies in the villages are putting chula, why not improve chula which is created in the city, take them there and show them that they can save fuel. So that is the technology where we should take them from cities to villages. That's why we call it as silage. The concept and the dream of Mahabharata. Wealth creation is the opportunities of social economic pyramid, rural domain where larger share of population will arise, and reduce the gap between disparity between the rural and urban income. Today, if you see, there is a vast difference between the income of rural people and also the urban people. So best of city in a village and digitization of modern villages. That is what we call, H.G. Wells call it a civilization in a race between education and catastrophe. We must ensure that the right quality of education. Creating sustained bonds with cultural roots and remaining updated with knowledge empowerment was the idea. Agriculture, allied activities, value addition, encashing opportunities in the sector, and capacity building of human resource. We thought that what are those areas? For example, why we selected Gadchiroli? Probably it is because Gadchiroli is such a district where it is dominated by two things, forest and tribals. So we said that this is where we must empower those tribals. And then possibly, what are those their living systems? They are either on bamboo, non-timber forest, aquaculture fish, and maximum is rice. There is no other crop. 90% of the crop sold is rice in Gadchiroli. So this is the district you all know very well, population and all that. I think those who are in Maharashtra know the extreme corner of our Vidarbha region. And now it is being considered as one of the topmost districts for any development by Maharashtra government. It's a good thing. It has almost about 12 towns, big talukas, gram panchayats, everything. So we did a lot of survey on that. What is the rainfall pattern? What is the kind of soil and all that? And how we can live. You can see per capita income of Gadchiroli was the lowest among the Vidarbha district. Amravati, Nagpur, Wardha, Chandrapur, particularly this area. And where we can improve upon. So we have a score of mandate which we develop. Science and technology-based livelihood, application of R&D incubation, human capacity development, and then main four focus, as I said, aquaculture, bamboo craft, NTFP application. Now it is almost 10 years. You will see that we have done so much of work that we have trained those people on bamboo. They were selling bamboo as such. The bamboo craft work. We have modernized all those bamboo craft. And we took these tribals to IIT Mumbai, trained them there, and brought them back. So you do that. Now you establish a small business where you can create. I think I will show you some of those. This is a model unit which we create. Yeah, you can see small things which they have developed. Now we are thinking that why not we sell it at airport? Those tribals will get benefit of it. So we are creating a sort of a ecosystem for the development of these entire products. So several products of these bamboo are now created. And what we have done in our center, we train them and then ask them to go and create those. So likewise now bamboo Gondwana craft has improved a lot. So this is how the bamboo works. Then we have, see, for example, you can see some of those things which the ladies wear and all those things, which are all created out of bamboo. These are some of the products which are very common and they are now sold commercially into market. So here we have developed wide range of products and we have also given training and capacity building for the people. Now, the second is the second is medicinal plant. Probably you all know that the medicinal system in the tribal area was based on Vaidus. Most of you probably, those who are that, and still they operate. They will not tell you what is the science behind what they are doing. They recognize the medicinal plants themselves and they will just bring it. What we have done is, we asked them, we have organized a Vaidu symposium in Gadchiroli. In Vaidu symposium, we called them and we said that let us look into what is the modern allopathy and what is your science. What is that we can combine? They also tried to learn, yes, okay. But traditionally, some of the Vaidus, they are very difficult to read. They do not narrate anything. But then what we said that, okay, you start a practice in our own center. We call them that in the week, 2 times they will sit in our center for treatment. And you will be surprised in Gondwana University, where I have shown you our office, queue of people come every Thursday and Saturday to take treatment from Vaidus. And that is working very well. So we are now trying to see that even we have prepared a booklet of medicinal plants which they are using, trying to use their scientific names and all those things. We have published also that book. And now we are giving 10 of those plants which Vaidus commonly use to Agarkar Institute for taking out their chemical content and other active ingredient. So likewise, we want to connect this everything to the science of these people. Now, this in the last 6 months, you see, we have been several other small things, corn shelling, equipments, azola production, these, that, so that they will ultimately become, this is all regarding the Vaidus, how they are, Galaxy, how they are doing it, how they are using the treatment. And this is all at our center in Gadchiroli. Now, the third aspect possibly is about the technology transfer in fish. Again, it is exploited. Exploitative fishery culture is in Gadchiroli. These are very cheaply collected by the farmers, by the tribals, and they are sold like anything. We said, no, we must format certain groups, and then all latest technologies of fisheries, we taught them. Brought all experts from Bombay, from Delhi, from Andhra Pradesh, and then developed a nursery there. How do we produce, how to sell it, how to all. You will be surprised we were trying that some of the fish must come in Nagpur market. But now so much of consumption in Gadchiroli itself is so high that they are getting a lot of money in there itself. They said we don't want to, because the production is so less there. Now it is sold on almost all talukas on a scientific basis, not sold on the roads and everything. There are machines which we have tried to give them. So this is about fisheries, aquaculture, and all those aspects which we have been commonly given. Now, we are also trying to see makhana. Makhana, probably you may be knowing, Ajkal makhana is very, very popular. There is an institute in Bihar which exclusively works on makhana. We have contacted them. Then why not we try to come them, like sericulture. We have contacted the Sericulture Institute in Ranchi and try to see that whether we can have some sericulture better in this. So idea is only to see that the farmers are equipped with knowledge and empowerment so that they realize what they are doing is important. So makhana we have introduced in this area because there are lots of free water tanks. So isme makhana shuru ho gaya. So there will be ability to earn more money. So likewise, you will see that we have several of these opportunities which we have created. Non-timber forest, there are regular now. Again, this is the exploitative things by those who are educated. They are exploiting tribals and purchasing at a very cheap rate and calling them as different medicines and selling them in the market. And then what we started what is called as the tribal schools to train them there. And all this training and the students and teachers, they come together, and there is a farmers open school also where we used to go into village. We have purchased a van, mobile van. There we have everything, television and all that, and we used to go to those, our staff will go and teach them there. This is how we thought that this is, for example, these are some of the projects which we are operating there. And so this is how we are now looking into sustainability of the entire project. I said this is if we can duplicate it in some areas like Nandurbar, Chikaldara, it will be very beneficial. So friends, inculcation of human values through mentoring and practice is the key for sustainable welfare societies, even as knowledge becomes the force of multiplier for human capabilities. My teacher Swaminathan used to say, peace cannot be achieved by guns. It can be only with the grains. That is saying of Swaminathan, always is quoted. Babasaheb said cultivation of mind should be ultimate aim of human existence. And through this STRC, we are trying to cultivate the mind of the people. And I think that's why I said a small pebble that we are putting in the ocean is my effort as a tribute to Babasaheb Ambedkar. I think this is what I thought of giving you in this particular small lecture. There is enough on the earth for everybody's need, but there is not enough for everybody's need. Mahatma Gandhi used to say there is enough. And the greed you are seeing already in terms of war between now what is going on in Middle East. Friends, as I said, that remembrance of a great personality like Babasaheb can be a good tribute. Remember them. But remember what we are doing for him to continue his legacy in this society. This was what my thought and I thought that I will present it to you because many of you may not be knowing. As a chairman of that governing board of STRC, we are trying to be, we are about 18 people employed there, and 90% of them are tribal. This is very important. And they are doing that job for training in aquaculture, bamboo, craft, non-medicinal, medicinal plants, and all those things. So, idea is to empower them. And they have that kind of, unfortunately now, Gadchiroli is going to become one of the leading districts of Maharashtra. So, let me thank again the director of the institute and Mr. Dr. Kumbare for inviting me and having the opportunity to pay my tributes to the great man, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your very inspiring and insightful words. Your thoughts have truly motivated us and remind the vision of Dr. Ambedkar for an equal and progressive society. We are very happy to know your efforts regarding establishment of Gondwana University at Gadchiroli. And the concept of silage, which you have suggested, that is also very effective. And moreover, you have taken efforts for making the bamboo articles and establishing fisheries in the Gondwana University. That was also one of the steps for the development of society. So now I invite Director Sir to kindly present a memento to our esteemed chief guest as a token of gratitude and respect. Thank you, sir. As we conclude, let us remember Dr. Ambedkar's vision was not limited to social justice alone. It was about building an equitable and sustainable society. He said, "We are Indians firstly and lastly." In a time of climate change and environmental challenges, the true tribute to Dr. Ambedkar is to uphold justice, promote equality, and ensure sustainability for future generations. Let us carry forward this legacy, not just in words, but through our actions. Now we have with us Mr. Praveen Salve, who wished to express his thoughts in the form of sharing.
न झुका था न झुकेगा, न झुका था न झुकेगा, वो इरादा था महान। हक की खातिर जो लड़ा वो सच्चा इंसान। अंधेरे में जो रोशनी की राह दिखाई वो बाबा साहब थे। अंधेरे में जो रोशनी की राह दिखाई वो बाबा साहब थे, जिन्होंने दुनिया को सच्चाई दिखाई। आदरणीय मुख्य महोदय माननीय डॉक्टर माई सर, हमारे प्रिय माननीय निदेशक महोदय सर, विशिष्ट अतिथिगण, सम्मानित अधिकारी एवं मेरे प्रिय नीरी वासियों, हम आप सभी को मेरा सादर सविनय जय हिंद। हाँ, आज हम सभी यहाँ एक ऐसे महान व्यक्तित्व की जयंती मनाने हेतु एकत्रित हुए हैं, जिन्होंने न केवल भारतीय समाज को एक नई दिशा दी, बल्कि करोड़ों जन लोगों के जीवन में आशा और अधिकार की ज्योति प्रज्वलित की। भारत रत्न डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर जी। डॉक्टर बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर जी का जीवन संघर्ष, त्याग, दृढ़ संकल्प का प्रतीक है। उन्होंने विषम परिस्थितियों में भी शिक्षा का अपना हथियार बनाया और समाज में व्याप्त भेदभाव एवं असमानता के खिलाफ आजीवन संघर्ष किया। भारतीय संविधान के निर्माण में उनका योगदान सदैव अमूल्य रहेगा। इसी भावना के साथ एक पंक्तियां प्रस्तुत है। जिन्होंने विचारों से जागा हर इंसान का अधिकार, जिन्होंने विचारों से जागा हर इंसान का अधिकार, जिनके कलम ने लिख दिया समानता का संसार। नमन है उस महान आत्मा को हर एक बार, नमन है उस महान आत्मा को हर एक बार। बाबा साहब का जीवन है हम सबका आधार। आधार से याद आया, भारत में आधार कार्ड की संकल्पना 2000 में आई, लेकिन करोड़ों भारतीयों का, चाहे वो स्त्री हो या पुरुष हो, बच्चा हो या बूढ़ा, सबका सम्मान से जीने का आधार कार्ड बाबा साहब पहले ही बना चुके थे। आज के इस पावन अवसर पर हम सभी यह संकल्प लें कि हम उनके आदर्शों पे चलकर एक समतामूलक, न्यायपूर्ण और सशक्त भारत के निर्माण में अपना योगदान देंगे। आखिरी लाइन जाते जाते, मिटा दिया अंधेरे को ज्ञान की लौ जला दी, मिटा दिया अंधेरे को ज्ञान की लौ जला दी, हर दिल में बराबरी की एक नई आस जगा दी। संविधान के शिल्पी को शत शत नमन हमारा, संविधान के शिल्पी को शत शत नमन हमारा। उन्होंने ही हमको इंसान बनाने की राह दिखा दी, उन्होंने ही हमको इंसान बनाने की राह दिखा दी। धन्यवाद। जय भीम, जय भारत।
Yes, Sir. Now I request Kumara sir to propose the vote of thanks.
Respected myself, my director, rather our director, Dr. Venkatmohan sir, and Sabi, all invitees. But what I get from today's lecture of our chief guest, that I remember only two words. One is progressive and one is inclusive. So inclusive India and progressive India. What Babasaheb has envisioned and what he thought of, and we need to carry forward. So he narrated here a story, success story of Gadchiroli. That is one small example, but very good thing he has said that हम आप क्या कर रहे हैं. That is the, I think, message we need to carry forward on this day. We are very much right. That उन्होंने तो किया, लेकिन हम क्या कर रहे हैं. उन्हें तो बहुत कुछ किया, हमें अधिकार दिए, हमें ड्यूटीज बताई, हमें अपने राइट्स बताए, सभी कुछ आ गया, संविधान में सारी चीजें आ गई, लेकिन हम आप क्या कर रहे हैं. तो उन्होंने जो बताया, जो सोसाइटी के लिए जो अपना जो हमारा कर्तव्य है, जो ड्यूटीज है. राइट्स की बात तो बहुत हो गई. राइट्स तो हमने हमेशा याद आता है. राइट्स जब भी कोई हमारे साथ कुछ हो जाता है तो हम लोगों को राइट्स पढ़ाने लगते हैं, अधिकार पढ़ाने लगते हैं. मेरा अधिकार ये है, मेरा अधिकार वो है, मैं ऐसा कर सकता हूँ, मैं वैसा कर सकता हूँ. लेकिन जब ड्यूटीज की बात आती है तो मैंने बहुत लोगों को देखा, वहां से सीधे 9 to 11 हो जाते हैं. तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि तभी हम समाज की प्रोग्रेसिव और इंक्लूसिव डेवलपमेंट की परिकल्पना तभी कर सकते हैं जब हम कुछ करने लगे, तो स्वयं में वो चीज लाए. तो मुझे लगता है आज का जो सर का लेक्चर था, और उन्होंने बहुत खूबसूरत तरीके से बताया साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी को. सर आपने जो इंटरव्यूशन, तो साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी से ही इंक्लूसिव और प्रोग्रेसिव जो इंडिया है इसका डेवलपमेंट पॉसिबल है. अदरवाइज, क्योंकि साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में देखिए डिस्ट्रक्शन भी है और प्रोग्रेस भी है. आप जैसे ईरान अमेरिका का जो चल रहा है, तो बहुत कुछ हम कर सकते हैं, लेकिन हम कंस्ट्रक्टिव वे में लेके इसको हम आगे बढ़ाए और हम भी आगे बढ़े. और नेरी के लिए तो सर ये आपका जो संदेश है बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, बिकॉज़ यू आर आल्सो डूइंग लॉट ऑफ एक्टिविटीज इन द एरिया ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट. और एनवायरनमेंट तो मुझे लगता है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का इंटीग्रल पार्ट है, क्योंकि एनवायरनमेंट बोलने से सभी के लिए सभी अधिकार है. क्लीन एयर बोलो, क्लीन वाटर बोलो, क्लीन एवरीथिंग. तो मुझे लगता है कि आज का ये संदेश बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है. और सर मैं आपका बहुत बहुत थैंक्स कि आप इनविटेशन हमारा आपने एक्सेप्ट किया और यहाँ पे आए. और आगे भी हम चाहेंगे कि आप, बिकॉज आपके जो एक्सपीरियंस है, आपके जो आप कर रहे हैं, जो आपका अनुभव है, और आप अभी भी काम पे हैं. बिकॉज सर को मैंने देखा है एग्रो विजन में भी बहुत एक्टिवली इन्वॉल्व रहते हैं. गडकरी के साथ मैंने देखा कंधे से कंधे मिला के रहते हैं एग्रो विजन में. मेरे ख्याल से सारी परिकल्पना आपकी होती है, जो गडकरी साहब का जो एक मेरे ख्याल से एडवाइस लेते हैं आप लोग जो कमेटी है, लेकिन जिस खूबसूरती से फार्मर्स के लिए लोग काम करते हैं, हमें एक्चुअली देखिए पता नहीं चलता, लेकिन बहुत कुछ हो रहा है. मतलब तो वो जो चीजें हैं साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इंटरवेंशन से जो समाज के लिए लोग कर रहे हैं, तो उसका कोई मतलब एक सानी नहीं है. तो उस तरह से हमें अपने आप को हमें भी एस्टेब्लिश करना है. तो आप सभी का जो यहाँ पे आए उनका सबका धन्यवाद. बहुत बहुत आपको बाबा साहब की जयंती की बधाइयाँ, शुभकामनाएं. और जितने लोग भी शरीक हुए और ऑनलाइन भी हमारा कार्यक्रम चल रहा है, जो हमारे व्यूअर्स है उनको भी मेरा थैंक्स. और एक मैं अंत में एक बस हिंदी पोएम पढ़ूंगा, जो थोड़ा सा मैंने नेरी का रूप दिया है उसको, तो आप थोड़ा सा सुनेंगे. और उसके बाद हम कार्यक्रम की अंत की ओर बढ़ेंगे। धरती जल और आकाश बचाए, धरती जल और आकाश बचाए, समता का संदेश आगे बढ़ाए। धरती जल और आकाश बचाए, समता का संदेश आगे बढ़ाए। बाबा साहेब का यही अरमान सुरक्षित हो